Alright, so since I can't figure out any information on this online anywhere, I'm just gonna do it myself. I'm trying to figure out if Reelsteady is better than the Hypersmooth 2.0 on the GoPro Hero 8. I just got it. It's my first time flying with it, so I'm gonna compare and kind of tell y'all what I think's better and what's gonna be better for your videos, and I'll kind of show you all the settings I'm using and all that. So here we go. Alright, so I have the Hero 8 on with a little ND filter from F-Stop Labs. Haven't tried these out yet. I'm flying the DJI system. I have a little makeshift GoPro mount on here because, long story short, the other one didn't fit for the Hero 8. Like, if you're gonna get a new Hero 8 and you have a Hero 6 or Hero 7 GoPro hard mount on your FPV, you're gonna have to get a new one because it just won't fit. It's a little bit bigger. So right now I have on, I'm shooting 4K, 60 frames per second at 120, and I have no Hypersmooth on. So here we go. So I'm gonna try and do the same exact pass as I did right there, or similar, and have it with a Hypersmooth 2.0 on. So I'm changing the settings right now, but when I fly, I usually fly pretty consciously. Like, I know that I want this to go into Reelsteady and I want it to be smooth and cinematic. I don't fly too crazy just because that's just not that's not how I fly. I want to use this for video purposes, so I need smooth shots. And the ND filter didn't fall off. That was the first time I've used it, so I always do this. I can never remember if I turn on the. I can never remember if I started recording yet. And I always have started recording, but I'm always afraid that I didn't. I mean, everything, it wasn't the same exact flight pattern, but it was similar. So I'm gonna go back into the studio and see which one I like better. I'm hoping this Hypersmooth works well because I love Reelsteady. I think it's awesome. I'm gonna have a hard time believing Hypersmooth 2.0 is gonna beat Reelsteady. I've fallen in love with Reelsteady. It makes it just so smooth and crisp. But I'm really hoping Hypersmooth 2.0 is just as good. That way I don't have to go through the hassle of throwing it in a Reelsteady. Just takes a little bit more time and it interrupts my workflow. So, you know, I'll tell y'all my opinion once I go throw it into the computer. Okay, so all in all, this GoPro Hero 8's pretty awesome. I can't wait to start using it and trying to use it in like real situations, not just flying in the backyard. Two things I noticed with the Hypersmooth 2.0 versus Reelsteady is when you use Reelsteady, obviously it crops in your image, so that's kind of annoying. Like, you want to get the full frame. but it's has to use that gyro data and all that stuff, so it crops an image. That's why whenever you do use Hypersmooth 2.0, you can't throw it into Reelsteady because it has to have that gyro data to actually get it to work in Reelsteady. Reelsteady is smoother. Like if you're looking at it side by side, Reelsteady is smoother. But you can tell that it's cropped in, it's a little warped, and there's settings you can use to fix that in Reelsteady, but it takes time and it takes effort. And if you're not looking to get like super smooth footage, I think Hypersmooth 2.0 is perfect. And I'm pretty sure you can get even more maximum Hypersmooth 2.0 when you shoot at 24 frames per second, but they only have two options at 60 frames per second, so you can only either have Hypersmooth on or off. And another thing that I noticed, I mean, when you turn real sharp with a drone, you got to be cautious about that with Hypersmooth 2.0 because it jerks. I mean, it's just kind of, that's just how it is. That's what's going to happen. But with Reelsteady, when you jerk, it'll just smooth it out. It looks kind of weird, but it all just depends on what you're shooting. Like, if you're shooting one continuous smooth shot, like you're doing something that Johnny FPV is doing, or someone like that, then I would probably use Reelsteady because you're just trying to get that one shot. But I mean, if you're filming a bunch of things and you just don't have the time to throw it in a Reelsteady and kind of fix it all up and edit it, Hypersmooth is perfect. Like I think it's perfect. But all in all, I think either one's a good choice, just depending on what you want to do. So hopefully I'll find this somewhat helpful, because I couldn't find any information on it. At the end of the day, you're just gonna have to try it for yourself to see what works best for you. So